he brings nothing to the table for me. It's just he brings just 25 pounds more in the night, the fight on the night. That's it. I don't need to fight anybody. I don't need to prove anybody anything, because I remember when this happened with Golovkin, and then it happened with this. So I don't need to prove anything with anybody. So this fight with Jaime Munguia, you need to respect it, because this fight is more important than other fights. So it is what it is. And you remember when you guys asking me for Golovkin, and I fought with Golovkin, and then Callum Smith, and then Billy Joe Saunders, and then Caleb Plant, and then so never is enough for you guys. But I don't need to prove anything to anybody anymore. I've been done everything in my career. I respect his opinion if he is sober.
Boxing. Legend Mike Tyson, who will be facing Jake Paul soon in a highly anticipated clash, has made some shockingly controversial statements against Canelo Alvarez, and he didn't hold back either, claiming that he doesn't respect Tyson's opinion. What led to this conflict? Let's find out in today's video. We are going to break down the recent drama between boxing legend
Mike Tyson and current superstar Canelo Alvarez. Canelo is set to take on rising prospect Jaime Munguia in his next fight.
Canelo is set to take on rising prospect.
Munguia is a good young fighter, but he already has shown defensive holes and taking big punches that Canelo will surely exploit.
The undefeated Munguia has been calling for this matchup for years, and now he finally gets a shot at the pound-for-pound king. However, many fans and experts believe Canelo should be fighting David Benavidez instead. The 27-year-old Benavidez is seen as Canelo's biggest threat at super middleweight, but for some reason Canelo continues to avoid making that fight happen. This led Mike Tyson, one of the most legendary heavyweights ever, to call out Canelo for dodging Benavidez. Here's exactly what Iron Mike had to say. It's a shame Canelo is avoiding the fight everyone wants to see with David Benavidez. Harsh words from Mike Tyson. He essentially accused Canelo of cherry-picking easy opponents and damaging the integrity of boxing, and based on Canelo's response, it's clear those comments struck a major nerve. Now, it's true that for someone who claims to fight the best, Canelo sure seems afraid of the biggest threat in his division. Canelo fighting Munguia does nothing for his legacy. It's a mismatch. As a fan of the sport, I think Canelo needs to step up and fight Benavidez next. When report ERS informed Canelo of Mike Tyson's criticism, here's how the pound-for-pound king responded. I would respect his opinion if he was sober. Wow, an extremely strong rebuttal from Canelo. He took aim directly at Mike Tyson's very public battles with drug addiction and told him his opinion meant nothing because of those issues. Definitely a below-the-belt verbal jab from Alvarez. He doesn't think that he needs to prove himself to a guy who's probably high on cocaine. When he says those things, his legacy speaks for itself. Canelo has the right to choose and fight whoever he wants. He doesn't really have to accept any heat from a retired boxer who is looking for a big payday against an annoying YouTube celebrity turned boxer. Tyson couldn't even handle his fame and money. Back in the day, he wasted his entire career snorting coke and treating people like crap. Now, he expects me to care what he says about Canelo dodging fights and not listening to the fans. He's writing his own legacy just like Mike did back in his prime, so he certainly doesn't need any advice. Who is willing to put his legendary status at stake against a joke of a boxer? At this point, Canelo is just hurling insults. It's clear Tyson's words got deep under his skin. While Tyson had addiction issues, he's also one of the most celebrated fighters ever, so for Canelo to dismiss him so aggressively is raising a lot of eyebrows. But despite the harsh clapback, Tyson does make a fair critique about Canelo avoiding his most dangerous opponent in Benavidez. Let's break that down more. The fact is David Benavidez presents the biggest threat to Canelo Alvarez out of anyone at super middleweight. Here's why. At just 27 years old, Benavidez is already a two-time super middleweight champion. His only career losses were due to missing weight or testing positive for cocaine use. Whenever he actually makes it to fight night, the man is unstoppable. Benavidez has freakish size and power at 168 pounds, along with excellent technical skills. Out of his 25 professional wins, 23 have come by way of knockout. Simply put, the man has dynamite in his fists, and stylistically, Benavidez matches up nicely with Canelo. The high-pressure attacking style of Benavidez could back Canelo up and cause him problems he hasn't faced before. With all that in mind, it's clear why so many are lobbying for Canelo to take on Benavidez next rather than Jaime Munguia.
Despite having just 39 pro fights at super middleweight, Munguia is walking around comparing himself to all-time Mexican great Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. According to our sources,
those holes simply aren't there with Benavidez. The 27-year-old Munguia also just moved up to super middleweight last year, so making a title fight this soon is questionable. Meanwhile, Benavidez has been a top dog at 168 pounds for over 5 years now. So while Canelo keeps brushing off criticism from Mike Tyson and other fans demanding the Benavidez fight, the calls will only keep growing louder until he makes it happen. As the face of boxing, who purportedly wants to take on all challenges, avoiding your most dangerous threat is certainly not a good look for Canelo's legacy. Time will tell if he ever actually bites down on his mouthpiece and gives the fans what they want with a Benavidez showdown. While the boxing world critiques Canelo's opponent choice, Jaime Munguia remains supremely confident he'll shock Alvarez and the fans when they clash. Despite having just 39 pro fights at